Here goes.
We're back to it. Let's talk about Manchester United and Galatasaray, or Galatasaray and Manchester United. Manchester United are all but out of the Champions League. Why do I say so? Manchester United needs to beat an already qualified Bayern Munich at Old Trafford and hope that Copenhagen and Galatasaray play out a draw. Now, in the reverse fixture, Gala and Copenhagen played a 2-2 draw. And, it's expected that this time around, everybody will go all out to get a win. And I don't, honestly, I don't see that game ending in a draw. So for me, I think Manchester United should just concentrate on the league, not even thinking about Europa. Talking about being beaten by Bayern Munich is another case entirely, because I don't see Thomas Tuchel laying down and allowing themselves to be beaten. This Manchester United, they have a lot of grounds to cover. And as much as Erik Ten Hag still believes there are some positives to gain from the show that happened at Galatasaray, I think there's a whole lot to do to help Manchester United get back to the form which is expected of them, not the form which they are supposed to have. Because if anybody says they are supposed to be in a form, I would laugh like the way Pep Guardiola laughed when he was asked about the chances of Manchester United being one of the contenders for the title. They are not. And Manchester United fans should please lower your expectations. Because for me, I never saw Manchester United going to Turkey to win. In fact, on the platform which I was asked, I said, Manchester United is going to lose. So when they raced to a 2-0 lead, I was, oh my God, don't blow this. Don't blow this. I was a bit happy for them. Don't blow this. They blew it against Copenhagen. They blew it against Bayern Munich. They've been blowing it. I think statistics, Opta, all the statisticians are saying Manchester United is the only team that in the Champions League that have led by 2 goals or more and have blown it and blown it twice. What's happening? So, yes, this time around, everybody's saying that it's Andre Onana, £47 million mistake by Erik Ten Hag. I don't think so. I don't think so. Anybody who knows Andre Onana knows he's a very confident player. He thrives on being confident. He wants to inspire his teammates by showing how confident he is. And so for players like that, you would expect howlers, for showboaters. Go check the MMA and boxers and those who do a lot of showboating. 1 or 2 mistakes and bam, it happens to you. Like the Liverpool, Liverpool goalkeeper at one point in time, Jurgen Klopp said he was expecting 1 or 2 mistakes because he's a goalkeeper that takes risks. So I think just like what Erik Ten Hag said, we lose as a team and win as a team. Somebody needs to tell Andre Onana that the basics are crucial right now that Manchester United is where it is. Now, to some of the other parts of the game which I most really want to look at is Manchester United beginning to put 1 or 2 things together. One, scoring early goals. In the game against Everton, they scored a goal in the 3rd minute and then ended up winning by 3-0. Against Gala, against all my expectations, I keep saying this, against all my expectations, Manchester United played well. They didn't play as good as Manchester City did against RB Leipzig. I think that was a match that was fixed. Anyway, that's another match for another day. But they did play well. And Anthony, who I have vilified for so long, played well. Generally, if it was an average team or it was not a Manchester United team, they played well, surprisingly. Away from home, they played on the front foot. Now, Don't get it wrong. If you look at some of the data from Opta, which I hope I will put up there, they did not exactly overwhelm Gala. They had their moments and they utilized it. They had 4 shots on goal, they scored 3. They had almost the same amount of number of shots, attempts on goal rather. They had almost the same number of attempts on goal as Gala. But Gala had more aggressive play than Manchester United. And I expected, I was listening, okay, before I go into this, I was listening to Paul Scholes and Rio Ferdinand just after the game because I had to watch the game again. I had to watch the game like 2 times. And because I really wanted to understand how could you be leading 2-0, then you win 2-1, and then you're leading 3-1, and then boom. Goalkeeper. Everybody's putting it on. But if you look at that game, it was as if it was a primary school game. You attack, I attack. You go back, you come forth. Manchester United gave Gala an opportunity to attack them. That's why what's his name now, Fernandes, gave those free kicks away. And then Onana, God knows what entered his head, had a red mist in his head, and then allowed 2 goals to go in. Well, positives from Erik Ten Hag, he said that you guys played well. I agree. There's a lot of improvement. In goal scoring, yes. Mentality-wise, 50%. 50% because at the time they were leading 3-1, Manchester United could have been able to frustrate Ghana. The North Africans are very adept at doing that. And a good team that has a great midfield would hold the ball, frustrate them, do what a Barcelona would do what a Real Madrid would do, pass among yourself, move the ball around, get stronger, deny them the ball, and play within yourself, not just kill the time. But just like you said, Manchester United has one of the best counter presses in the Premier League. Bar none. Counter presses in the Premier League. It is what they do after that that is the problem. So what I saw in that game was that they were able to, there was no control in that midfield. Nothing whatsoever. So as much as they kept their mental strength to stay on and play Galatasaray, they just couldn't manage the game. It was not all about Onana. They couldn't manage the game. And that's where Manchester United lost it. Is there hope? No. Straight up. I'm a betting man. I'm not going to put my money on Manchester United to qualify for the next round. But I want to hope that Erik Ten Hag can see how he can turn things around for this team. There was so much expectation after he won the Carabao Cup last season. But this time around, because it seems that the structure is not there. And please don't tell me about injuries. There's a fundamental problem in the structure of Manchester United, especially in that midfield. Individual mistakes do occur. David De Gea, you have individual mistakes of personalities, and then you can swap them in and out. But there is a structural problem which Erik Ten Hag needs to address, and that structural problem is in that defensive midfield, in that midfield position. How to regulate play. Go fast, go slow, hold the ball back, bring it forth. It is very critical. That's why you see that whenever there's an absence in Manchester City, when there's an absence, when Rodri's absent or Kevin De Bruyne, it is noticeable. But then, like a good coach who has a game plan A, plan B, and plan C, he's able to walk around it and develop something new. Likewise, Jurgen Klopp. And that's why everybody's hailing him that he has rebuilt the midfield. Please don't tell me about Arsenal, because Arsenal is a whole different ballgame entirely this season. We'll talk about that one later. But for me, and to some of those who I spoke with on the program, I will talk about today, Will Manchester United be able to make hay out of this? I don't think so. I think Manchester United. There's no never in football, though. There's no never in football. Somebody just put a check on me right now. Like, why are you saying never? Except before December, when they play against Bayern, and then Gala and Copenhagen play. Except the impossible happens. I think Manchester United should concentrate on rebuilding, getting their players back, and getting the strength together and playing as a team. Or else Manchester United would not even smell the Champions League. They're sixth now, and they're going to be playing against Newcastle over the weekend. Newcastle are playing fantastic football, destroying Chelsea, taking PSG to the limit and getting a draw via dubious VAR call. And that's the team Manchester United is going to play against. If they don't get that midfield right, if they cannot get, and it's not all about Kobe Mainoo. Everybody's talking about Kobe Mainoo. No. They will end up being overrun in the midfield, and then they'll start looking for another scapegoat again. Maybe it'll be Harry Maguire this time, or maybe Bruno Fernandes, or maybe we'll go back to Onana making mistakes. Leaders need to emerge at Manchester United, or else we'll just have another great team who just keeps sliding down.
Here goes.
That might take on Manchester United. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe you guys think that Manchester United will end up getting it miraculously, beat Bayern Munich, which I don't see happening. And then Copenhagen and Galatasaray will play a draw, which I don't think will happen. And then over the weekend, I'm already looking at it, play against Newcastle. The only time I'm going to believe that Manchester United are back, for all you Manchester United faithfuls who asked me to do this, is if they can beat Newcastle United. Now, Manchester United has not been able to beat any team above in the top 10. Look at it. They've not been able to do it. They've lost to all the top. They've lost to every top 5 or top 10 team they've played against this season. And Newcastle, they're coming out. They're a step above Newcastle. I don't know how it's going to happen. But well, let's keep on to Champions League. Frankie Demodi Alapa is my name. This is We Talk Sports. Thank you. We've hit 1,000. I want us to keep clicking the like button, to keep supporting the group and joining. And tell me what you